Reskilling for the Future of Work is the title of media consultant Mohit Rajhan's new book. And if, as he puts it, the future of work is already here. And he joins us now to break it down for us. What does reskilling yourself look like?
It's sort of like the unintimidating factor of getting up to speed on what's happening in the world of technology right now. Let's be honest, we're all in work environments where we see things changing around us, and we know that we're still good at our jobs, but we don't know if we need those skills or if what's happening around us is something that we should pay attention to. For example, if you've been in a work environment for a decade and you've avoided using Excel, you've probably been okay doing that. Now we're in a situation where so much is changing in the world where we want to look and audit our own professional lives to think if reskilling is needed.
How important is it to be open to reskilling? Because there is that fear that you could be left behind.
Yeah, definitely so. Like 75%, according to a recent Microsoft survey, 75% of employees feel like they're already using new skills, but they haven't necessarily been trained on them. So it's already being implemented into work, or you're being asked to provide data and resources and or reports in some cases, and you're not necessarily knowing what's going on in the background. So now we have to look at our individual industries and think, okay, who are the leaders here? Who are the people that are actually starting to find some changes, find efficiencies, introduce new concepts? That's what all of this reskilling is about, is this idea that individually we can see where the disruption's happening and then see if we can capitalize on it and get ahead of it.
That's got to be tough, though, because tech is changing so fast, almost every day it seems like. So how do you keep up?
Well, see, even World Economic Forum recently said that even by next year, 50% of employees will need some form of reskilling. So there's several different ways you can do it. If you take the tech side, the great thing that's happening right now, Adam, is that all of those skills that you want to learn from the base point are free. So whether you are looking to Google upskill yourself, or Microsoft or OpenAI, or all these companies that we're talking about in the tech world, they've put out all their information for free. So go and learn, right? Go and take that step. And then on top of that, you want to talk to your employee about what the rules are. Because oftentimes you want to find changes within your employee and your work environment, but you might be going against some company regulations.
And talking about AI now, like a lot of the talk early was it's scary, it's dangerous, but that isn't necessarily the case.
No, I think we're now in a place where we understand that AI is really about efficiency. And if we start to include it in various aspects of our lives, we'll see where the value is. The scary part and the scary conversation has been about this agentic side, this idea that, well, wait a minute, if I can set something and go, is something going to be doing 50% of my work and therefore showing my employer that I'm not necessarily as valuable as I can be. But that's where you can take control of what you need to be more efficient. So less fear on what AI might have implications for, and more on how I can use it, and when I don't need it, I don't need to use it. We're still the brains in the work operation. That's what people forget sometimes, that oftentimes we'll press play and go on AI and we'll think it's done all the hard work for us. That's not true. From nurses right down to financiers, we're still the actual professionals in these fields, and that's why reskilling is important.
Now, that said, though, that can be pretty intimidating for people who aren't necessarily tech savvy.
Yeah, that's a great point. And I'm not here to tell everybody to jump on AI or get on a computer. It's going to change your entire employment world. But instead, what we should be doing right now is actually recognizing the change. Because look, if we're not teaching new students about what changes are happening, then they're not going to be prepared for the workforce. If we're not in the workforce actually encouraging learning, then we're going to be stagnant. The rest of the world is already starting to implement artificial intelligence and technology into their education systems at a rapid pace. So reskilling for us right now in Canada is equally important.
Now, we've got about 40 seconds left. Right now, I would say that the young people just getting into the workforce have an advantage when it comes to the tech side of it over people that have been in the industry for a while.
I think that's always been a little bit of the case. The unfortunate part about it is our school systems in this country are still a little bit behind on embracing technology inside of the classroom for obvious reasons. You know, it's not a one-stop shop or one solution for everybody. But I do think that more and more schools, in order for them to attract students, are going to have to implement some of this reskilling.
All right, in less than 20 seconds, where can people find your book and get information about you?
You can find information about me at thinkstart.ca, and my book is available now, and it's a thought starter for anybody who's looking for some energy in getting reskilling.
All right, Mohit, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Plenty more Morning Live coming up after this.